The old bazaar breathed with the scent of roasted coffee and the rhythmic hammering of copper. Elif stood at the heavy wooden gates of Sulihan, her sketchbook tucked under her arm. At 18, the world felt like a series of questions, but here, among the centuries-old stones, the air felt thick with answers. She stepped over the threshold, leaving the noise of the modern city behind for the hushed whispers of the courtyard. Inside the courtyard of Sulihan, time didn't just slow down, it seemed to pool like water in a well. Elif found a small stool near the center and ordered a traditional coffee. As the steam rose from the tiny porcelain cup, she looked up at the two-story colonnades. Once, these rooms housed weary silk traders and their horses. Now, they were filled with the canvases and easels of the Faculty of Fine Arts. She opened her book to a blank page. Her charcoal moved tentatively at first, tracing the curve of an arch that had seen empires rise and fall. In this space, the distinction between the past and the present blurred. The scratches of her pencil felt like a continuation of the ledgers once kept by merchants. She wasn't just drawing a building, she was recording a heartbeat. Leaving Sulihan, Elif wandered deeper into the bazaar toward Kursunluhan. The sun caught the dull shimmer of its famous lead-covered domes. This place had been a sanctuary for travelers and a school for scholars, and later a somber prison. Now, it was a hive of creativity, a place where the heavy iron doors opened to reveal sculptures and avant-garde installations. The interior of Kursunluhan was cooler, the thick walls acting as a barrier against the afternoon heat. Elif walked through an exhibition of modern metalwork. The sharp, geometric lines of the sculptures contrasted beautifully with the soft, rounded edges of the Ottoman masonry. She reached out, her fingertips grazing a cold bronze surface, feeling the bridge between an artist's modern vision and an architect's ancient dream. In a quiet corner of the lower courtyard, an old man was working on a block of marble. This was Malik, a master sculptor who had called the Han his home for decades. He didn't look up as Elif approached, his chisel singing a steady clink, clink, clink against the stone. Elif watched in silence, mesmerized by the way the white dust coated his weathered hands. Malik finally paused, wiping his brow with a forearm. He picked up a small, jagged piece of stone from his table, a fragment of an original column that had crumbled years ago. He held it out toward the light, showing Elif the intricate floral patterns carved by a nameless mason 500 years prior. "We don't create anything new," he whispered, his voice like dry parchment. "We only wake up what the ancestors left sleeping." Elif showed Malik her sketches of Sulihan. He flipped through the pages slowly, his dusty thumb leaving faint marks on the paper. He pointed to a drawing of a window. "You caught the light," he said, nodding. "The same light that a student of philosophy watched in 1550. You are sharing a room with a ghost, and you are both painting the same sun." As the call to prayer echoed over the lead domes, the sky turned a deep, bruised purple. Elif sat back down on the steps of the Han, watching the art students pack away their brushes. The transition from the trade of spices to the trade of ideas felt natural here. The Han was not a museum. It was a living, breathing entity that used art to keep its history from fading. Elif walked out of the old bazaar, her sketchbook heavier than when she had arrived. She realized that being 18 wasn't about having all the answers. It was about being part of the long, beautiful conversation between the past and the future. Behind her, Sulihan and Kursunluhan stood firm, their stones cradling the dreams of centuries, waiting for the next hand to pick up a brush.